What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode on my channel. As always, I'm Jay, and today I am joined again by my friend Mitch. Say hello to the people, Mitch.
I'm allowed to speak now?
Yes, you are.
Hello.
Anyway, we actually just got back from watching Halloween.
Yes.
The series has continued on.
It has.
After going through rough patches.
Yes.
Seasons of the Witch.
Yes. Stop looking at my notes.
Curses of Thorns and and the Rob Zombie blood orgy.
That thing. So my question for the people and for you, and we'll get into it, is Halloween more iconic than the 2016 Riff Raff album, Balloween? So Halloween, this is a sequel to Halloween, also called Halloween.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. After this is the longest break between Halloween movies that they've had, and I feel like it should have had a colon, The Revenge of Laurie Strode.
The Revenge of Laurie Strode.
The Return of Laurie Strode.
Fun fact, though, wasn't H2O supposed to be The Revenge of Laurie Strode? I heard that was a working title.
Halloween Water was not the Revenge or whatever of Laurie Strode.
Well, compared to this movie, definitely not. And there will be some spoilers ahead because everyone who is a famous YouTube reviewer has already reviewed this before me. So, fuck all that noise.
But, before we get to the spoilers, we must simply ask, did you like it?
I thought it was very well done.
You're very, very generous.
I am very generous compared to you, but then again, I have kind of this built-in thing where I can accept things as they are sometimes, unless they're The Last Jedi.
It's funny you should say that, because we'll talk about that. I would give it a soft 6. I think it was fine, but you have to understand this. In the Halloween scale, a soft 6 is like second best in the franchise.
That's what I'm saying!
So, I mean, that's what we're working with.
Exactly. And as if we're doing the numbers game, I'd give it 7.5, which is tentatively going up 0.1% or 0.1 rating every second that I'm breathing because I'm actually liking it more and more.
You need to stop talking because there were severe problems with it, I thought.
Yeah.
But again, on the Halloween scale,
it's the best sequel we've ever gotten. I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I could literally fart and make a better movie than Halloween 6. So,
but yeah, no. In terms of the Halloween films, this is the best sequel. It actually has some tense moments in there. It's got some things that are definitely homages to the original film and some of the other films just peppered in, but done better. And I'm sorry, but Michael is still a beast. And the way he kills in this movie, I've never seen him kill that, oh my god.
So did you like that?
That way. I thought that, you know what? I didn't think that I would, because especially with the finesse that the first film game gave. Rob Zombie's, I thought, was more gory until I saw this movie. But I was actually fine where the hell they took the gore in this film.
So this movie 100% earned the R rating.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. All in the promotion of it, all you heard was that, it's the direct sequel, we're taking it back to the roots, we really cared about the characters when we were writing it, we all that stuff, and I felt like I was going to get more of the first movie, whereas I got more of the rest of the franchise, mixed with pieces of the first movie.
Yeah. I mean, the strengths of this film is the fact that it actually took what we've seen in previous ones, but actually refined it and made it fit kind of a continuity that actually felt like, oh my god, this is the same guy from the first film. He gets stopped prematurely as the story goes because this nixes the second Halloween on, and this one right here, it's like, okay, well, he's had 40 years to actually stir and let it bide in everything. So it makes sense that he's a lot more vicious. But yeah, so 40 years after the original one, Michael was not... He didn't run away. He actually was apprehended that same night by Dr. Loomis, which they did very well at bringing someone in to sound like him on the voice recordings. For this right here, I really do think that they took some time and some care with the characters to be like, oh my god, no, Laurie Strode wouldn't just be oh, happy-go-lucky. She'd be even more traumatized and stuff.
I hated that.
Right?
I loathed what they did with Laurie Strode's character in this movie.
As far as this compared to the other ones, I mean, in number 1 and 2, she made it through the night.
Yeah.
We were led to believe that she was fine. 4, 5, and 6, she's not there because she died in a car accident. And Jamie Lloyd was obviously her daughter. Mm-hmm. In H2O, retconning 4, 5, and 6, and obviously 3 doesn't factor in.
But not really. A little bit.
Kind of does, but then maybe you could
But then
say...
she faked her death with a car accident. They retconned it and then took stuff from the other movies and then made that factual again.
Made her name Tate.
I don't know what's the canon anymore.
Resurrection, where she died in 3 minutes flat.
That's fine.
She was kooky in that one. Again, this movie takes the best parts of the other ones and like rolls it into one. So you made her kooky, you made her badass, you made her victim, kind of. You made her scared, you made her scared.
But you made her too many things. Like, make her one thing.
So,
just make her Sarah Connor if you want to make her Sarah Connor.
They kind of did.
Ugh.
Both versions of Sarah Connor, though.
Just one. Pick one. Pick a lane. Know it well, and stay in it. Laurie Strode in this movie is a paranoid, crazy person who has, like, Fort Knox in her house. So she's insane. She has a child, loses the child. But you're telling me that she had time to find a guy, get a husband, have a child, and then all of a sudden the paranoia came on. You can't have the kid for 12 years and then all of a sudden be paranoid. So I didn't like that. I thought, everybody wants to give you the #MeToo movement, right?
Yeah.
This was a dramatic step back for women. I'm going to be 100% honest because you want the back end of this movie, the back end Laurie Strode, the badass, right?
Yeah. The Sarah Connor one.
But the first half of the movie, she's like freaking out, and it's like, I just didn't like it. I thought they made her too much of a victim, and she's had 40 years. Get over it, right? I mean,
well, that's what they were going for in the movie. They had people telling her to get over it, even though she kind of knew what was going to happen. She knew what was going to happen, though. She knew what was going to happen. And honestly, she was on watch, and she was kooky because everything was calm. But when shit hit the fan, man, who were you going to?
I don't know.
Laurie Strode.
I didn't really believe her. She seemed like on one second she was going to pass out from the fear, and then on the other second she was ready to throw down. But secondly, why are people continuing to move Michael Myers the day before Halloween? Can we wait till Thanksgiving?
Give me
Christmas.
Kwanzaa.
I mean, let's just wait. You want to make him the boogeyman, make him the boogeyman, but let's not refer to him as the boogeyman. Please.
Especially if you're trying to make him human.
Right.
That's what I'm sensing. Is that what you're coming from?
Yeah, I just don't like how they credit him as the Shape, credit him as the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Don't call him the Shape.
Don't name
call
drop
him the boogeyman.
Like for the first Halloween film, the boogeyman reference was very well done. That was cool because Loomis said it.
It's a one-time thing.
But in today's day and age, he's a serial killer. He's a psycho. He's a maniac. He's deadly. He's
pure evil.
Pure evil would still work, but the Shape and Boogeyman. I mean, when the British people were talking to her about is he really the Boogeyman? Like that made sense because they're kind of they're mocking her a little bit. They're kind of mocking her.
That's great. Let me be in your house and mock you.
They're kind of having like a backhanded like comment. Like
that's why I loved when
was he really the Boogeyman? Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Those people were insufferable. I'm glad they died. I really am.
I think that's the point of that too.
And
then you see Laurie's daughter, who she's just a total like left side of what Laurie is, where she's just like, oh no, that's not how the world it is. It's so beautiful and lovely. No, it isn't. And then the daughter's like totally like the granddaughter of Laurie is like kind of in that middle ground.
I liked her.
I thought she was pretty good.
Can we pause for a second?
Sure.
Miss Dad or whatever.
Yeah, what the hell was up with that guy?
That guy was a clown. He reminded me of Brennan's dad or whoever's dad in Step Brothers. It was almost as out of place as in Halloween 4 when they had the slapstick cops. The slapstick deputy cops that they gave you the like woo music in the background when they were talking.
There was some slapstick cops in this one, but
that was fine. They didn't have the stupid comedic music in the background.
No, they were just talking about chocolate pudding and chocolate brownies, and that's what a 5-year-old would make if they knew how to cook.
That was kind of funny. And first of all, that wasn't a homemade brownie. Okay,
that wasn't. That was Little Debbie.
Little Debbie brownies.
That was Little Debbie freaking in there, and I'm like, that's such BS. It's like if I tried to say that an Oreo was a homemade cookie. One of the things that I thought was interesting was there's this British crew who's come all the way over the pond to make a podcast.
No, I mean we could just FaceTime, guys.
About Michael Myers, and they're provoking the guy
because no one's done it within the last 40 years.
I mean, was it really smart to provoke him with the mask? I mean that. I don't know.
Speaking of those British people, I had a real problem with this movie where I didn't understand what time frame it was taking place in. Yeah. Because on the one hand, the granddaughter had an iPhone, right? Yeah. And on the other hand, it looks like they were working with ancient technology when they were trying to record everything for their podcast.
The big ass like sound recording and everything?
Or all of the stuff in Laurie Strode's house. The other thing that annoyed the hell out of me is what's her name? The granddaughter. Grandmother?
Yeah,
grandmother?
That's
grandmother, do you have cookies, grandmother?
Yeah, saying grandmother weird. I was about to turn to you and say, did she just say grandmother? She didn't say grandma?
Grandpapa, I got to go say
She didn't say Nana?
I didn't like it.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Or Grandma Laurie. Give me something normal, like who calls the grandmother grandmother? What are we British?
Oliver Twist.
Yeah, exactly. When was that written?
Grandmother.
14 BC.
Yeah, it takes a little while to get going, and I mean, you know where this movie's gonna go. From when they're moving him, you know he's gonna break out.
Yes.
You know he's gonna start killing people. You know he's gonna get a mechanic's outfit. You know he's gonna freaking get his mask back. You know he's gonna kill. You know he's gonna kill. But the thing that's funny is that no one realizes that it's him in the background. Like, he's literally driving up places in broad daylight, walking past. We're seeing him in his hospital, like his whites from being at the hospital, and the two freaking idiots that tried to interview him. He's filling up gas. He's not looking behind him or noticing out of the corner of his eye that he's right there walking into the garage. Yeah. And she's not noticing him either. And I'm just like,
meanwhile,
are you stupid?
Yeah. Meanwhile, the church lady's like...
But going again to that whole thing, once everything comes into alignment, once he gets his mask, once he's suited up,
yes,
it's on, baby. It is on.
That brings me to my point of... We talked about overthinking in the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Don't overthink slasher flicks. Do not overthink slasher flicks. At the end of the day, Halloween worked best in the first one, where it was Michael Myers with no backstory chasing after a girl. We don't need the backstory of Laurie Strode. Just pick it up 40 years later. Make it that she's ready. We don't need to know about her being all paranoid and stuff, because I don't feel like that would affect the movie at the end of the day. This movie was at its best when Mike, my boy Mike, was stalking people, was murdering people. So just get right into it. But that's because honestly, that's all the people wanted to see. I didn't need the first 35 minutes of this movie. You know what? Now that I think about it, I retract everything, because I actually liked that. I feel like the general writing of the whole movie was like they were trying, like those two podcasters were trying to get some backstory, and there really isn't. He just likes murdering people.
He's just pure evil, and they're thinking it's something more. They're even saying, "Oh, we should talk to him because he's still a human being." No, he's not. He's a killing machine, and he proves that the best in this film to me. I'm sorry, but the way he killed people, decapitating, dislocating jaws, and literally grabbing teeth out of people's like mouths.
I will say that the kills were good, and it was definitely a tour de force of what they can do now with effects.
That's what I'm saying. Even the over top shit, like we've seen over the top shit in 4, 5, and 6, but in here, again, it feels like that first film's realm, and it works for me, and I love it. And again, that's why it makes this one so good. Going back to the writing and everything like that, people, depending on what you're going for this film, you're going to get bogged down with the exposition of the characters, of Laurie, of her family, and you're not necessarily going to care about them. And honestly, if you do, you might not want to, because investing your feelings in a horror movie and certain people really isn't a smart idea to begin with, especially with someone like Michael.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was solid writing for what they did. Pretty original, except that it wasn't, because this is like the 10th film.
There's a lot of like odes to the originals.
Yeah, this is like the 11th
or odes to
film,
the other ones.
I think. All we saw was his eye being messed up from when she stuck the coat hanger in it, which
he's got a little lump.
Kudos for continuity, at least. Hey, there's that.
Because they didn't. That was weird. They didn't do that in the rest of the Halloween franchise, because He got shot twice in the eyes by Laurie Strode in the second one, and then, in the fifth one, his eyes were fine. Not enough sex in this either. I need a little more sex. I need a little more humping, I just need a little more sex. I love the rave, but there needed to be sex at the rave.
I was actually shocked, though. You're right. There was no sex or nudity in this.
There was nudity.
Well, repeat nudity doesn't count.
Yeah, well.
That does not count, sir. We've already seen this.
I saw boob. I did like... In terms of the writing and the general direction of the storyline, I did like how you kind of toe a line of like, is Laurie really a good person? Like,
well, I was wondering, because they played her like Michael. Yeah, she's stalking her granddaughter outside of the school, kind of.
Yeah,
and I'm like, is she did she get a little bit of Michael in her a little bit?
Yeah,
like a little bit of that ferocity, sure, but she's still at the end of the day a good person. Spoilers. But then she's telling her granddaughter, "Get the fuck out of here, fuck college." It's like, really?
Yeah, man.
Like, what?
The other thing I did like that I don't feel like we got enough of in the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. I don't feel like we got enough of Michael breathing, and we got plenty of that in this.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you go back to the first one, that's probably some of the creepiest stuff of like the POV shots, and you just hear.
Yeah. They didn't do POV shots, but they did long, lovely, continuous one-take shots.
And that's what I loved about the first one.
Him walking through the neighborhood, him literally killing people off, and again, Jesus, like the most gruesome I've seen him. Even Rob Zombie couldn't come close to this.
But it was still done in an artful enough way where it wasn't just gore for the sake of gore.
Artful and, I would say, more realistic.
Yeah. What would you say is your favorite kill?
My favorite kill was the jack-o'-lantern kill with the cops.
That was
the most craziest kill. Like, I thought he put a pumpkin in that because we saw the silhouette in the lights, and I'm like, where did he find a pumpkin at? Oh, Jesus!
So on one end, I did like those because they were unique and whatnot, but I feel like it would have taken a lot of time to like take the guy's
brains out. That's what but I don't care because I'm like freaking.
You just gotta suspend your disbelief.
You have to suspend your disbelief. At least it's not CGI'd fest,
right?
You know.
My favorite one was probably early on in his kill sequence. I guess when he was in the neighborhood, the kids are trick or treating. I think he may have just come up against the nurse, or it was just before that actually.
Yep.
Where he goes into the woman's house. The woman's on the phone. And we get like that long shot from the window.
Yeah, all part of that long shot.
And she's on the phone. She's like, "Oh, I'll lock my doors." And I'm just like, "Yeah, it's way too late for that."
Yeah.
And then she goes to the window, closes the blinds, or was just about to close the blinds, and he comes up and just smacks her head against the window, and then
stabs her through the neck.
Right.
And it actually shows it going through. I was like, "Holy shit!"
And I liked that because I felt like it was the perfect representation of this is going to aim to be the first Halloween, but we have better technology to make it look better now. The one thing I didn't understand, and I feel like the death would have been better if it made sense. So there's a part in the movie where there's a kid, he's drunk in the backyard, and Michael's in the bushes, right? And the whole thing is there's motion sensor lights, right? And the kid's in the middle of the yard. He's not moving.
Yep.
Michael Myers is behind him. He thinks that he's the owner of the house. He's talking to him. Lights go off.
Yep.
I don't understand how Michael Myers can move around and the lights don't go on.
That's the beauty of it. It brings it back to the ambiguity of whether or not he has supernatural properties.
I don't like that. Well, my Michael Myers doesn't have supernatural properties. So obviously Danny McBride is a writer on this movie.
Oh yeah.
I feel like he just brought his weed to everybody too, because they all loved weed in this movie. All of them, from Miss Dad to Walker, Texas Ranger, the little kid's friend. I don't know.
I mean,
yeah, man. Oh man, you're crazy, man. Hey, why you being so shady, man? Like, it's just a lot of like, hey, bro.
Well, that goes to Rob Zombies, and that goes to the first Halloween.
I didn't like it. I didn't really care for it.
Too many potheads for his liking.
Just okay. It kind of takes you out of the movie. I did like the little kid that
one of Laurie's granddaughter's friends was watching.
Yeah, I did.
That kid was a natural.
Shit.
He was funny.
That kid's the next big star. He's like, oh shit. Oh, you gonna die, Dave.
He was smart. That kid was freaking smart.
He never heard from him again. He ran out of that house and he's.
You're gonna die if you go upstairs, Dave.
They'll probably bring him back in the 5th sequel to this, so he can chase down.
So
Michael
he can chase him down and beat him with a lead pipe.
He'll be listening to the only radio station in town that everybody else is listening to.
So the doctor's death in this, the faux Loomis, bait and switch.
I didn't like that guy.
The thing is as soon as I saw him, I don't know, there was something about him. I'm like, okay,
he's a little too
obsessed. He's trying to help Michael a little bit. I think and then of course, at one point in the film, he ends up turning and killing the nice sheriff and doing all this stuff. And obviously, he gets his comeuppance because he's trying to help the devil, and the devil is not helping anybody. He's just there to take what he wants.
Of course.
There was like a lot of ironic humor in this scripting, though. In this, like, oh, I got this tattoo because it's the day we're gonna remember for the rest of our lives.
Yeah,
nope,
the rest of your life, man.
You're dead.
That's witty. That's good writing.
Like that's what I'm saying. I thought that was
lazy, or like I thought there were pieces of the writing that were very lazy. Like, I prayed every night that he would escape so I could kill him. Well, that was dumb. Yeah, no kidding. Like
that was a dumb thing to pray for.
That was dumb. Speaking of, where do you think it? First of all, actually, no. What is your favorite iteration? Because now we have so many timelines.
Oh Jesus,
we have so many timelines.
My God, why are you doing this to me now?
So, do you like the timeline of Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, 5, and 6? Do you like the timeline of Halloween 1, Halloween 2, H2O and Resurrection? Sorry, Halloween Water and Resurrection. Do you like the Rob Zombie timeline? Do you like this timeline where it's 1 and Halloween 1 again?
You forgot the most important timeline.
Season of the Witch?
Silver Shamrock, man.
So
where this is all a figment of imagination and this is all just TV and movies. No, but seriously though, after having watched this and taken the best parts out of all those movies you mentioned, plus jacking it up to 11 with the craziness factor, plus not selling short of the tension that made the original great, and then, like you said, little tidbits, breathing, long shots, cinematography.
It's good when people breathe.
Oh my! This one and the first one, hands down, best timeline. And putting aside the jitters, putting aside the excitement that I have from watching this, coming down from the Cloud 9, which it wasn't a Cloud 9 when I was watching it. It took me a while to warm up to this. Then about maybe, like when, again, after Michael did that long one-take shot, that's when things got real. And I'm like, okay, this, and of course it had peaks and valleys. Like when he got run over by the sheriff, I thought that they were going to have the old guy who's not Loomis, who's like a evil Loomis, put the mask on, and then he was going to be the killer. I'm like, oh, fuck me. This movie's going to suck. But thank God it didn't happen. He only
had one arm. His arm was hurt.
Thank God that didn't happen. That was probably, they were just doing that to troll you in this, which I love it. But all that aside, this one and the first one, fantastic. And John Carpenter, like, actually decided to produce this one. He didn't produce very many, if hardly any, except for the second one, H2O.
Well, he certainly made all the money on the first one because he did everything on the first one. So
the indie feel and kind of that way that they did it, it was basic because it was kind of forced and compartmentalized in that manner, but it worked so well. And they brought that here, but they broke the boundaries just so slightly, just a little bit. They went outside the box tiny bits, but they still kept it like this. It's like Hitchcockian, where it was focused and like how it was, which
that's a word.
It is. I just made it up just now. But yeah, this one and the first one, boom. You?
Yeah, you gotta do that. All the sequels, but 4's good. 5 is.
4 is pretty decent. I look
2
back
kind
on
of stinks. I'm gonna be 100% honest. 2 kind of stinks.
It's very droning, very laggy. Now that I watch
this is probably the best. So would you'd rank it second best out of all of them?
Yeah. I mean, with all the twists and turns we've had as a franchise and who's done the movies and stuff, this one made the most sense. And like for what it was, whatever it lacked, whatever it didn't, it actually fit very well as a puzzle piece. Like if you take like, here's one, all the other ones just get thrown off the table. Yeah. Oh my God, it matches up.
Do you find that it's difficult to forget the rest of them? Like we do have 40 years worth of material now. Like
I'm not gonna forget them, but that's probably where the point came in, where that's why they did certain kills similar, or that's why they did certain things like the other ones to be like, oh hey, you've seen this before, but this is better.
There wasn't enough masks eating people though.
Although those masks did make appearances on those kids, so you can best believe that as soon as they're turning their TV on at the end of the night, Silver Shamrock's killing them.
So where do you think it goes from here?
I don't know. I mean, and the thing is, we didn't stay for the after credits, but I was looking through the phone and spoiled it. It's just him breathing. So as far as this goes, he's going to be fingerless Michael Myers.
He'll get a prosthetic.
Well,
robot Luke.
Good thing he's not with Dimension Films anymore.
Dementia Films?
Dimension.
You have forgotten me.
Thank goodness it's not Dimension, because Dimension would make him have a hook hand, like I Know What You Did Last Summer. So again, thankfully they're not part of this anymore, which I'm so thankful for.
So I would say this: one of my biggest issues with the ending of this movie is that Laurie Strode has dedicated the last 40 years of her life to making sure that she'll get one more chance, and when she gets that chance, she's going to kill Michael Myers. Mm-hmm. So wouldn't you want to make sure he's dead?
You can't make sure he's dead if you got to get out of the house that's burning down on him.
You can if you H2 water it and cut his head off. It seemed to me like they were content with just dropping a bomb on Michael Myers, and that was it. And I feel like they should have done something a little more practical to make sure that he's dead. Although I did like how they gave it was a subtle like this chick's not all right to the granddaughter because she was like gripping the knife at the end.
She kind of was. I thought she was gonna like turn and like stab her mom and her.
Wouldn't
her
have been the
grandmother.
first time they did that in the Halloween franchise. Just saying. But ultimately, they're obviously gonna continue it. It's probably.
I don't know though.
They are.
I know you said that they were talking about it, but
That's
really,
why they
guys,
didn't kill it off.
Just stop it.
There will always be a Michael
Please,
Myers.
I know there will always be Michael Myers, but come on now.
No, he's even more mad now, and he's not dead, and he's free.
But he's got
Everyone
no
thinks he's
fingers.
Dead. He's gonna kill the hermit a year later, and then come back. And...
I thought they were gonna kill her off in this one to like say finally like Jamie Lee Curtis was done, but then again, I mean, if you look at her career stats right now, they're not really too high. So
she doesn't have the yogurt endorsement anymore.
I don't know where they could go with sequels, but. Like I said, 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, soft 6 for me, and ultimately that's probably a 10 in terms of slasher flicks. So
yeah. I mean, you have to be honest. This is the best out of any continuation of the first film, hands down.
100%.
Takes all the best parts of all the other films, rolls it into one, makes it make sense thematically for it to take place now in connecting to the first film. Ties itself to the first film, actually has flashbacks from the first film, which I don't think the other ones really did too much.
A little bit, but not really.
Yeah, not too much. This one had a good like long shot of him killing his sister again.
Enough comedy to break the tension a little bit,
and
which
then
was nice.
When it came right back, it's like, you know,
yeah,
like you knew the scare was coming, but it always hit you though.
Yeah,
it still hit you.
Yep.
Like, and I was just like, I thought I was good at spotting the jump scares. Clearly not.
You were wrong.
I was dead wrong. Alright guys, well that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me and my friend on our spoiler-filled discussion of Halloween. If you guys have seen it, please comment and let us know what you thought about it. If you didn't, well, I mean, hey, you've gone this far. Please leave a comment down below. Let us know your favorite Halloween film. What did you like about these old films? What did you hate about them? What did you like about the new film? And what did you hate about the new film? Let us know down below. If you do want to like this video, give us a subscribe. Because you know you want to be in a committed relationship with these videos. Right,
you want to know when there's new fresh content.
You know, you do. And if you really do, and you're subscribed, hit that bell button. You'll never miss a video. I don't think that's true though. I feel like the algorithm will get me.
It's every now and again.
But whatever. But hey guys, thanks so much. I'm Jay.
I'm Mitch.
And we're out. Peace.